Upgrade your shit.
Hey, what's up? I'm Coach RT3 and welcome to part 2 of this series from Combat Base. Now, we're going to talk about dorsiflexion today, and it's a great position to work your ankle dorsiflexion from. Now, the fundamental movement of all of your joints, except for the spine, is rotation. So, ankle dorsiflexion, the same thing goes for that. The fundamental movement of your joint is going to be inversion and eversion. Those are going to be the ways in which you're able to create the most space in that joint in order to achieve ankle dorsiflexion. So what I like to do is I like to get into this position, but I also, if you have a slant board or you have anything like that, you can prop it up underneath your foot in either eversion or inversion. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this hard drive because this is all I have with me today, and I am going to prop it right up underneath the instep of my foot, which is going to give me a slight bit of supination. Now that I'm in this position, I'm holding this position for a couple of minutes. So I'm holding that dorsiflexion, passively stretching, right? As I've mentioned many times before, your passive range is what grants you the space to be able to work actively. So your passive range is your potential. How much potential does that joint have to do work? Your active range is the range you have access to, what you have control of. So your passive and active range matters. We want to try to close that gap as much as possible between passive and active range, and then we want to expand on that. If you don't have enough passive range, if you don't have enough range in general, we want to expand that. So we spent about 2 minutes there. Once we spend about 2 minutes there, we're going to begin to push down on the hard drive or the slant board. So your lengthened tissue is on the outside of your ankle here, but your shortened tissue is on the inside of your ankle here because you're scooped inward. So this tissue here is shortened. So as we begin to become heavier on that slant board, or in my case on this hard drive, this tissue on the outside has to work to try to pull the other direction. Now you're in an isometric position because all of your stuff is on the ground, so you're just working that tissue isometrically. And in 3, 2, 1, we're going to try to steal a little bit more inversion and try to make our instep light on that hard drive, and then parachute back down into it. Now you can do the same thing on the other side. It's going to be you're going to have a lot less range on this side. So I can't even fit the hard drive underneath there, but you can, if you have, like I said, if you have a slant board, that's going to be great for you. If not, you can just get something smaller that's able to fit under there and just wedge it under there and create that stretch on the inside of your ankle while shortening the tissues on the outside of your ankle and repeating that same thing. Now there's also the dorsiflexion itself and working forward and backward into that, and that's simple. You're just driving over the front of the toes. So the knee is driving forward over the front of the toes until you're shortening this tissue on the front. This tissue on the back is lengthened, so that's your Achilles and your calf stuff is all lengthened. You spend a couple minutes there. After a couple minutes, you begin to push the gas pedal down. So your foot is feeling heavier and heavier on the floor. That's activating this lengthened tissue on the back of the leg, and then in 3, 2, 1, you switch directions, activating this tissue in the front. Your tibialis is going to be on fire trying to lift that up, and then you just rinse and repeat a few times. So remember, with the ankle, you need to not only work the actual dorsiflexion itself, but you actually need to create the space by working the inversion and eversion. The better space you have in the rotation of the joint means the better you're going to be able to get into that dorsiflexion as well. And the ankle just takes time, and it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of effort. So give this a try. Hopefully this helps you out. And if you're looking for more, click the link down below and check out the upgradeguys.com, where we have 15-minute mobility snacks where you can dive in deep into your ankle and into the hip flexion for this combat-based position. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button and be sure to like this video and share it with your friends.
Upgrade your shit.